Good evening, Internet. It's 9:20 p.m. on September 9th, 2013, and I am dead tired. I have pretty much started the semester in full force. I have taken on way too many side projects like an idiot, and I'm loving every minute of it. It's just my body hasn't quite kept up yet. Over the summer break, I could stay up till 3 o'clock, wake up at 7, no problem. Last night I stayed up till 12:30, woke up at 7, and I'm about dead on my feet. Actually, I'm not even on my feet, I'm in a big fat-ass lazy boy chair. Regardless, today I want to talk about satisfaction and enjoyment in a weird way. I'm a writer, and I love writing, and I want to stress this very much so right now. The actual act of writing and creating is something I very much love doing, but it's more so the creating side of it that makes me excited. The problem being the actual physical process of writing doesn't do much for me. My hands aren't active enough. There's a disconnect between typing and or just writing with the pencil that just doesn't fulfill something in me that makes me feel like I'm actually creating something. It makes it feel like me creating something is just me bullshitting and typing stuff and making it up. That is what writing is to an extent. You're making stuff up, true, but it just didn't feel like I'm making something. Then came along my Drawing 1 class, and I got to get my hands on this beautiful box full of all sorts of creative things. Everything from very sharp knives to the newest, bestest friend in the world I have, Vine Charcoal. Charcoal is my chosen medium right now. I love sketching. I don't love drawing, I love sketching. I probably will start liking drawing soon, but right now sketching's where it's all at, yo. Because sketching has very little actually required of it. With drawing, there's such engagement. With charcoal, nothing's permanent, all is permitted. The Assassin's Guild would love this crap. And it's gotten to the point of, whenever I leave my notebook, I have a giant thing of newsprint at campus that I use to sketch on. So I rip a sheet out every now and then, start tinkering on it. The first week of the semester, I was messing around with, like, sketching a little mountain or whatever. Then one day I got out my phone while I was sitting in a tutoring session and no one was there to tutor, so I was doing nothing. And then suddenly a TARDIS was on a sheet of paper in front of me, and it didn't look that bad. And now I have a sheet of paper that looks like a Whovian version of Da Vinci's notes. Anatomy of a Dalek, pretty much. And of all the things I've sketched, this is pretty much the thing I wouldn't say proud of, but I'm most satisfied with, because I screwed it up the least of any sketch. There are a lot of things you learn about the stuff you love in sci-fi when you start drawing them. Little minute details you've never noticed before. A Dalek's head isn't a perfect semicircle. A Dalek's head goes down to this point, and then there's flanges that stick straight out. Never would have noticed that on my own. This is true for new Daleks. Older heads are perfect semicircles because they were easier to make. The new Daleks have far more detail in the metal. These are things I would never know. The rim of the police box, the TARDIS, has so many details in it. The wood has so many different little nuances to it that I never would have seen before. And I'm talking about just sketching. And sketching to the point of using charcoal on literally the cheapest paper in the world, so when I fold it in half and hold it upright, there's just a perfect impression of the Dalek on the other side, because this stuff can come off the paper. If I rubbed my hand on this hard enough right now, all gone. And there's something about something about that being so temporary that intrigues me. I am not committed to it. I could destroy that right now and start over, same piece of paper, and I could draw a much better Dalek on that, and it would be there. The bones of what I screwed up is still underneath, but I build upon it. There's so much more trial and error and wonderful creative mistakes that go into making just the TARDIS, even with a ruler. There's something so magical about that to me. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying I'm gonna be a legit artist at any point, but I find enough satisfaction in drawing that I do it in when I do it waiting for my art class to start. I'll just sit there with charcoal and sketch away. And for some reason, I decided to start drawing things from the fandom I'm in that everyone recognizes. If I had been drawing Serenity, A, it would have looked like crap. B, no one would have recognized her. No one knows what Serenity looks like except for the 3 Firefly fans on campus. So, I'm not trying to get attention with it, but the fact that anyone can look at that and for a brief second, maybe in the back of their mind, they think about the first time they saw a Dalek, or they thought about the last cool Dalek episode they saw. Just something positive. Anything. I'm cool with that. And on that note, I want to talk about what's making me dead tired. After my classes are over, on Mondays and Wednesdays, I run to a county that's like 20, 30 miles away. That's exaggerating. 15 to 20 miles away from here is a satellite campus to my college. And at that campus, I am working as a work study for a math class out there. For those of the uninitiated, that just means I serve as somewhat of a tutor. I walk around the classroom, and if the teacher is busy, someone needs help, I answer the questions. That's it. Math. I am an English major for those of you who don't know. These things do not go together. I really can't do basic arithmetic in my head too well without a calculator, but I've been through the class therein, so I know the basics, and I can help explain that. And there's something deathly frightening about tutoring something that I'm not majoring in, but there's something also so engaging to me. The fact that today I walked around the room for an hour and 15 minutes and 3 people asked questions amounting to about 5 questions, an hour and 15 minutes. But those 5 questions made it so those people are actually going to be able to take their next test on time. Because unlike the person who will sit in a room and stare at the same problem for 20 minutes, they felt I'm not an asshole enough that if they ask, where did I go wrong on this, I can sit down and tell them that without being a jerk about it, or explaining it in a way that makes sense. In essence, I feel like I might not even be helping the learning process, but I might be helping someone's confidence in that. And that's what I got when I was in that class. There were work study in my classroom who sat down and looked at this mess that was my notes and showed me, here's how this works, here's how this works, don't be so freaked out about it, you'll be alright. No matter what field, I feel like any sort of classroom experience is going to help me as I work towards actually being a teacher someday. Because no matter what, I want to get to a point in life where I can stand in a room and tell people how awesome grammar is, and they'll actually believe me. I want to be able to tell people something. I want people to walk out of a room and know something they didn't know when they walked in and feel better for it. Because that's all life is, really, just gathering data and enjoying it, sharing it. But I'm dead tired. I have a hell of a lot of homework to do. I just got a new email like 3 seconds ago while filming this, and it never stops. But that's a good thing, because I don't want to stop. And I hope you are either in the job that you want. I hope you are either in a job like that, or you're on your way to that job. And if you're not, you will find it, because it is out there. For all the cynical articles and bashing of interns and whatnot, there is that thing out there for you. Everyone has it. I just lucked out enough to find it at 22, and now I know what I want to do for my life. And that's something I will never take for granted. Have fun out there, guys. See you next time.